is losing who I call myself today. In this world of illusions, didn't dare to sing my name. That was when you came along, and I don't know where I would be.
Yeah, yes, it's Friday. Are we on film? Okay. Hello, my loved ones. Welcome back to my channel. Now, remember on Wednesday, I was talking about the Artis brushes. Well, of course, your wish is my command. And today, I am going to demonstrate how to use the Artis Oval 8 brush with my wonderful foundation, the NARS Sheer, let me just double check what I'm talking about, the Sheer Matte Foundation. Now, I have only done one foundation review prior to this, and that was the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Flawless! This also is. So I'm going to divide this episode into two. I'm going to talk about the foundation and I'm going to talk about the Artis brushes. The third segment will be when I apply. So let me start with the foundation. The foundation, which is a sheer matte, is for oily skin. They have a sheer glow for dry skin. I am extremely oily, and to be honest, between me and you, I have never found a foundation, never found a foundation that has been able to take me from morning, noon to night without having to reapply and mattify. I go with what is matte because at least it helps. I mentioned before, I always use a primer. So this is from NARS. It's called Katoum. I love the name. It's so fabulous. Never heard of it before. And it comes in the price range of about $29.50, $30 pounds. I think it's in the range of 45 to 60 in American dollars. I'm not sure, don't quote me, but it is a high-end product. It's NARS. I love it. I love the finish and how it sets really quickly. I love that. What I don't like is when you take up the cover, you have the little screw top here. Now, when you take that off, you have no pump. You only have this, and that is it. One of my pet peeves is hidden fees. I feel that is so offensive to the person that you are that you're trying to sell to, pitch to, or whatever. And this is across the board for services or whatever. Hidden fees for me are almost as if to say, let me try and hook you in, and then when I've hooked you in, then I'll just cut your feet underneath. I just feel it's offensive because I'm a very straight shooter. Just tell me A, B, and C. Why I'm bringing this up is because there's no pump in this. The pump is sold separately. Why? I don't understand. That kind of hidden fees do that. They will never say on the website or whatever. On top of you paying 29, 30 pounds for this, you're going to pay what? An extra maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for a pump? That's not fabulous. That's not fabulous, NARS. Not at all. So that's the kind of thing that, just kind of drives me mad. But you see, I'm dark complexion, so I don't really have much of a choice. So I'm like, two things. Either you have the finances to pay for it, or you have your principles, that is me, and then B, you just say, you know what, I'll make the most of it and I'll do without. So that is that's the only thing, but the big thing that I don't like. It doesn't come with a pump, and to make it even worse, it is sold separately. Not fabulous. Okay, now it comes in 17 shades. This is very, very good. But what I do like about this, because I was talking to another subscriber and she's dark skinned as I am, but her undertone is different from mine. She's red and I'm a yellow. They've got all the undertones available online and as well in the stores wherever you buy them. Ask them. They've got the undertone chart. That's what I'm trying to say. They've got the undertone pie chart to guide you, and that helps you to choose the best foundation for your complexion. When you're choosing a foundation, I hope you guys know, blend into your neck. That is the color you should have. For some others, maybe your chest. Never, ever, ever your face. So that's really great. I do like that. And like I said, it's very light. It is mattifying. I love it because it's It's a medium to light, and you can build on top of it. So that is what I can tell you about the NARS Katoum Foundation. I love it. It lasts longer. I still shine. I blot, and I can add my loose powder. My loose powder I use, Benai, my Benai Topaz. I set it with my Benai Topaz, and I also set it with my Estee Lauder Mahogany, and it works wonders. I adore it. I do adore it. It's good for me to have a couple of different foundations to use. And again, I don't have to mix it. I don't have to mix it. I was in the kitchen for years, and I'm talking about in my 20s, when I had to mix one foundation to the other to get my complexion. Now it's a walk in the park. I just go to any mainstream cosmetic counter and I can find my complexion, and NARS is no exception. So I do love it. It's pricey, like I said, but it works for me. So that is the NARS, and we're going to use this in the demonstration of me using the Artis Oval 8. So thank you, NARS. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye. So this, my loves, is the box. I showed it in the last video, but I'm going to show it again for those that have not seen my season's favorites. And this is the box that it came in, very Jaja. As soon as I saw it, I just thought silverware. I just thought my mother's silverware that she would bring out New Year's, Christmas, you know, birthdays or whatever. And it's very much like in the shape of, the box is like that of a spoon. You know, all those silver spoons that you have at home, you know what I'm talking about. And then behind here, you have what you can use the Oval 8 for. When I saw these brushes, the Oval 8 for me was the one I wanted the most. I don't have that much of a big face, and so the Oval 10 seemed to be a little big. So I thought, let me try this one for my foundation, because I had heard and had seen so many demonstrations of how the finish was extremely flawless. That was one thing. Now, it is made of Cosmo fiber. Cosmo fiber, as opposed to the bristles which you find in the everyday makeup brushes, you know, animal hair. So let me bring it out. Let me bring it out for you to see. And there you have it. This is the Artis brush. I want to put out there, the company did not send these to me. I was the one that purchased them. So it has this very beautiful, almost like a horse. That's what I thought, equestrian. I just thought a horse's brush, how you just brush the horse's coat. I really didn't think of spoons. I didn't think of toothbrush. I just thought horses, love horses, you know. And we lived beside a farm in Scotland. Yeah, East Kilbride, Glasgow. That's where we lived. And so we always used to play with the cows, with the horses, and sometimes we'd be able to help. So that was that's what came to my mind right away. The founder of Artis was actually the former MAC Cosmetics senior executive, and his name is Matthew Waite-Smith. He's the founder of these brushes. Sometime last year, there were 3 particular brushes, and they were called MAC Masterclass brushes, and they were exactly like this but different colors. And Matthew Williamson actually provided MAC with the design. The iron of it all was that I saw the brushes and I just walked on by. I didn't think much of them at all, but I thought everything of this, because what he did was that he expanded that formula. And for any artist, any makeup artist, you're always evolving, you're always looking for the next best thing. And this is where the brush comes in, because for all these years, and I'm talking back in the 80s, you can see a magazine editorial from the 1970s, 80s, think Jerry Hall, think Iman, think Cindy Crawford, and you can tell the date or decade of that editorial by the makeup. Don't you agree? So we've evolved, but the brushes haven't evolved. Yes, because the brushes we use are very, very much similar to art brushes, art as in painting. And what Artis explained to me was that the brushes that we have today are actually used to apply onto somebody else, as the brushes are used, as paint brushes are used to apply on a canvas. That is true. If you use your middle finger, which I've done so many times, to apply on my lipstick, to really clean up underneath my brow bone, highlight or whatever, I use this finger. It's the lightest touch, and look at the shape of my hand. Look at the shape of the brush. Isn't that fabulous? That is what they did. They turned the brushes around to self. The brushes that we have, regular brushes, are for you. These brushes are to apply for me, and they are easier to apply because of the handle. The brush is made of Cosmo fiber, and because of that, it picks up and deposits product as opposed to holding product. And what holds more than anything, you guys know, your beauty blender, which I wash out all the time, and I'm like, oh, it's getting finished here. So it's just, you know, I'm just using so much product and it's absorbed into the beauty blender, which I still use. But the finish of this brush, when I used it, I was screaming. I couldn't believe it. And I finished applying my foundation in nanoseconds. Nanoseconds, no time at all. Loved it. And then let me read behind the box here, so I just make sure I know what I'm talking about. Okay, the Artis Oval brushes are great for application of the foundation, for blush, concealer, finishing powder, shimmer, bronzing powder, skincare. That's what it says. The Oval 8 is slightly smaller than the Oval 10 and has hundreds of thousands of fibers in an oval shape to provide application to a large area of the face. Perfect to apply foundation or setting powder to the entire face, or apply a blending, bronzing or highlighting powders to entire areas of the face. Made of Cosmo fiber, animal free. That's it. www.artisbrush.com, and I'll put that in the description box for you downstairs. So that is what it is, my love muffins. It's just this lovely brush, and it's got like the glass finish. I think they have another finish, and then they've just launched two things actually. They've launched the winter collections, which comes in grey, and they've also launched the Oval 7 there. So I think I've spoken enough. You guys get it. Let us go for the nitty-gritty, and let's watch and see whether what all this hype Fumi is giving us is actually true. All right? Okay. I'm going to do half the face. And before I start, I'm going to use my beautiful Blur YSL primer. I love it. And then we can start. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to place some on. I love this primer. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, my loves. So what do we have? We have Artis Oval 8, and we have our NARS Sheer Foundation Katoon. Yes, Sheer Matte Foundation. So I'm going to take off the cover, and then I turn it over, and then this is what I do. I just put some on like so. Yeah, and I just do half the face so you can see the difference. So look at the foundation, and then this is what I do. And it's so soft, and it can get into all of the crevices of the face. I love it. And that is it. Don't forget the ears. And the neck. And that is it. And that is it. I don't know what to tell you guys. Let me just dab, yes? Look. So that's one side. This is the side. And that's the side. Can you see the finish? And this is a little bit more of a red undertone, dare I say, because I'm yellow undertone. It kind of blends in after a while, but you can see that this is not so, it picks up the little red that I do have here, you know, but just look. So let me do the whole face now. And I want to go in. I will never use any other brush ever again for my foundation. No way. It doesn't make sense. That's it. I love it. The finish is flawless. The finish is flawless because the spoon is big and it just gets it all in all the crevices. There you go. No makeup, just the foundation. Look at it. And this is without the setting powder, just as is. It's not bad. It's a good foundation. I do like it very, very much. I do. And so I'm just closing it and then I put this thing on top. And that is it, darlings. So I am going to come back in about 4 hours. I have to run around. I'm going to finish my makeup and then I will come back after 4 hours and then we'll see, because I want you to see what it looks like. Okay, my loves? And that's it. Thank you. All right, my loves, I am back and let me just double check the time. I started at 10 because I woke up at 9. I did it this morning and the time now is 2:51. So what's that? 10, that's 12, that's almost 5 hours. This is almost 5 hours and this is what the foundation looks like. I've touched up on the lips and I just kept the eyes. The eyes, I just wanted that kind of Arabian Nights fallish. I will do a tutorial on this look if you love it. It's so decadent and rich and glamorous and it's a fantastic fall going out evening look, kind of red carpet doodah. You understand? So, but this is what I wore today because I was going to like a makeup meeting kind of thing. And this is how I went. And this is the foundation with the Artis Oval 8 foundation brush, which I love to death. I had it upside down, so I just wanted to show you. That's, I put it back in the box, but let me take it out anyway. And that's it. This is what I used and I love it. I will never, ever use anything but the Artis Oval 8 for my foundation. It cuts the time not in half but a quarter or an eighth even. It does, and the finish is flawless. That's it. I just touch it up with powder and I just love it. Even with the makeup done already, I just love it. I just love it. I really, really do. And I will never use anything else. You know what I like also about this? I can sweep it into my hair for an even finish. That's what I love, because when I do my contour, it's dark, and then in the hairline, you can see that my scalp is light, and I can sweep that in evenly so. So that's it, darlings. I hope you loved the tutorial. I wish you a wonderful weekend, and before I go, I'll give you a little quote. I love this. I just think that it's so me, and it applies to others that are like me. And those who were dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. Always be yourself. And if you're different, that's a good thing. Until next week, have a wonderful weekend. Ula, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, darlings. Thank you so much. Bye.
Hey, I've been trying to get hold of you, but you vanish right into the blue. You're too busy to pick up the phone. I have been tossing and turning all night. This king side bed is too big for just me. Try to block all these thoughts in my head.